Today on the show, we're going to talk about a place new to Escondido, serving some hamburgers, a.k.a. Farm to Smash. Something new, something nice. You know, it's always nice to see something new come into Escondido, something that actually is, kind of a high caliber,
Healthy.
Something different, something, not just some fast food joint, something that's just going to pump out some low-end burgers and some fries and just your basic sustenance. This is actually good. Check it out. I didn't know that we needed something like this in town until it was there. There's
I always know we need it. That's
well, I wish it was in Valley Center. I wish it was something
at
right
least it's just right down the hill.
Yeah.
It's not too far. It's not way into Escondido, like near the mall or something.
Yeah. Well, Farm to Smash is bringing what I would say is a premium, caliber burger.
Mm-hmm.
There's also that one spot in Oceanside that we haven't been to, that Michelin star jam.
I know.
I've been wanting to get
passed it, and I think one of our sons has gone there, and he said it was good, but he didn't rave about it.
By the way, our same son, possibly, or the other son, he said that this place, yeah, that's what he said. I was like, okay.
Well, if you're talking about who
Yeah.
I think you're talking, it's because he
It's
makes
just-
his own smash burgers at home, and he thinks his are probably better.
Well, he dials it in with the seasoning and does it the way he likes.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm new to smash burgers, if I'm honest. You know what I mean?
Well, you've been doing them for a couple.
No.
Years.
I mean, no. I followed his thing. I just make, medium thin burgers at home. But my idea of a burger is the kind that you get from like a diner or from like a fast
traditional school.
Yeah. And they make they're thin, but they're not smashed.
And
You know what I mean?
sometimes you go to these places and they're not thin at all. They're these big honking.
That's
thick.
That's the difference between Chicago pizza and New York style. That's
There you
all it
go.
is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you I don't know. Some people are just burger. Anything with anything between two buns. Mm-hmm. And some people are, I only like smash burgers. I only like those big fat gourmet, restaurant style burger. Where they're an inch thick, pink in the middle. They're still mooing. That's what some people like. I'm not. I can't. I'm gonna say I am. I've been eating burgers for 45, 50 years. And I've had good ones. I've had okay ones. I've had ones that I thought were over the top amazing. Remember Umami Burger?
Oh, yeah. Umami Burger the one we went to was in LA and in Santa Monica. Yeah.
But that to me was like, I don't even know when that was. 20 years ago? That was 25 years ago? Yeah.
That long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. And that was the first time I ever had a quote unquote gourmet burger. And I think they had like a mushroom burger.
Yes, I
mushroom aioli with.
They had like these three little sides.
Yeah.
Everything was homemade or house made.
Yeah, ketchup
right? From ketchup to mayo to mustard,
the pickles,
everything.
everything.
The pickles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was my thing, and then later on, probably 10 years ago, they came out with the Smash Burger, and then there's another burger chain like that. The ones that the boys like.
Well, I thought that was called Smash Burger.
West Hollywood.
Oh.
A really good lemonade.
Yeah. No, what is that one called? Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
It's the.
I heard it was closing down.
Was it?
One of them.
So again, I can say the kind of burgers I've had are the restaurant style, 1 inch thick, super duper ultra deluxe, pretty much still mooing. I've had the thin double patty jam, like McDonald's, like In-N-Out, like the two thin patties, not smashed.
Okay, not smashed. Yeah.
Because I think the gimmick to smash is it's so thin that it pretty much is just nothing but Maillard. It's like two little. You turn it, boom! It's brown on both sides. It's crispy.
Shake Shack.
Shake
Sorry.
Shack. Yeah, Shake Shack.
Yeah.
So those kind of places. That's my familiarity. I beyond that, I have no other reference.
You actually took. Okay, I could swear that they're smash burgers. Maybe they're not. You had taken the boys and you had brought me home one from Freddy's.
Yeah, Freddy's Steak Burger.
Is that a smash burger? Not the same?
I don't even know. I don't even know. It was, yeah, even Freddy's, I only went there a couple times, and it's pretty good.
Well, the one that you did take me to, and we went, which was, I thought, really good. So basic.
Which one is this?
The Friendly.
I don't even know if that's Smash. Is that a Smash burger?
Yeah, it's a smash burger.
Oh, I don't know Smash burger.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a smash burger.
You know what? Look, every patty gets smashed to some extent. Even when you form the patties in a patty form thing, it's smashed. But when they say smash, I mean, it's like they take a pan or whatever and they smash it down to where it's like less than a quarter inch thick, an eighth of an inch.
Yeah, because on that Friendly, there's like this little crispiness to the edge of it because it's so thin.
The Friendly to me is beyond the thickness of the patty because they literally almost char the bun.
The bun.
Yeah, where it's black. Okay. Then they put on some melty white American cheese, and they put, I don't know what, onion maybe.
Yeah, the onion is key.
There's nothing else to it. It's just like those kind of bitter flavors from the cooking. That's it. But that's why it's so good to me. It just tastes like, it tastes like something that was family meal at a restaurant in the back. You're making a meal for everybody, and this is what you had left, and you cook it up. It tastes good.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But when you say smash burger, I think it's kind of a fairly new gimmick, if I'm honest. It's kind of a 10 years ago.
Honestly, I have no idea. I just know that probably for the last 10 years we've been going to
growing.
Places that and the Friendly is definitely smashed because it's so thin. You get a couple patties.
Yeah. But I'm not in love with the smash concept. You know what I mean? I don't say, ooh, smash burgers are my favorite. No. I still like those pink in the middle kind of beefy patty burgers. I still like those too. But if you're on the bandwagon and you're on that trend, well, this is your place.
Well, and so there's this place that you're talking about, which is Farm to Smash.
Mm-hmm. East Valley Parkway, Escondido.
Yeah, the difference with them, which is why I found it really interesting and wanted to try it, was the fact that they are healthy. Supposedly, everything is made without, what do they call it?
Farm to table.
No.
Blah blah blah.
No.
Gucci gooch.
Let me look it up because they use. It says no seed oils. That's it.
Yeah, that's positive.
Right. So let me look up there.
But honestly, I don't even know how much oil are you using in frying a patty.
It's not just the patty; it's all the fries.
I see.
It's everything.
Okay.
It says. So their mission is to bring fresh, high quality, healthier versions of classic burgers and fries to the community. We believe that fast food doesn't have to be heavily processed or loaded with low quality ingredients. Instead, we're committed to real, wholesome food made from scratch every day, just like we would serve to our families. So, so as far as the preparation for it says, that they grind their meat in store daily, never frozen beef with no fillers or preservatives. Their buns are baked fresh every morning by a local bakery. And their bun was good. They say they make their own spreads from scratch, which was, I believe, true. What was the other one? Yeah. No seed oils, no highly processed ingredients. Mm-hmm. We deep fry our potatoes in beef tallow. That's why they were so good. In beef tallow, just like the original burger joints used to, resulting in crispy, flavorful fries without the harmful effects of industrial oils. Our mayonnaise is made in-house using avocado oil, giving it a cleaner, richer taste without unnecessary additives.
All that's great.
Yeah.
I love all that because healthy is great.
And you love beef tallow. So.
Well, you know what? I'm new to beef tallow. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. When I went to school for cooking, they didn't mention beef tallow. It wasn't beef tallow. Was not on the menu. There's a lot of oils, butter. French school, lots of butter. Mm-hmm. But you know who first time I ever had beef tallow was it was at the Flying F Ranch out in Santa Isabella. Shout out to Flying F. That was the first time I've ever really even experienced something like that. Mm-hmm. And it changes everything. It's so delicious.
It was so good. Yeah.
You know what?
We still remember that meal.
I want to go back to that meal. I gotta call Allie Fender and say, "What's up? Have us out."
Yeah, that was. And she did. She cooked with beef tallow, and it was
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Beautiful meal.
So yeah, so if this place is, again, very clean. Everything is fresh. I'm looking at the pictures right now. Yeah, everything looks fresh, delicious. Granted, with all of that freshness and whatnot, it comes at a price.
It does.
So it's a touch more expensive than the average burger joint.
Well, most people are not cooking at home that much, and maybe they're not skilled enough to make something like that.
Do you think that's changing because of, the economy and stuff like that? People are forced now to cook at home?
What?
I don't know.
Well, let's say it like this. If I wasn't around, how many smash burgers are you making?
Well, first of all, I would never.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, I talked to most people today, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we go out and eat out about every night." I talked to a guy. In fact, I was at this place, La Sorpresa, down in the Asian store, La Sorpresa, down in Escondido. Great store, by the way. Shout out to those guys. I was talking to the guy that works there, and he was saying, "Yeah, man, raising kids is so expensive these days."
Yeah.
He says, "Yeah, we take my kids out 3 or 4 nights a week to eat, dinner, because I don't cook." And I was like, "Yeah." He says, "Yeah, man, you can't leave a restaurant spending $150."
That's true.
I said, "What?"
Well, it's true.
How many kids do you have? 8? Because I just can't imagine.
With 2, it would cost us $100 every time we'd go out.
Yeah, but could you imagine though, like spending $600 a week on eating dinner?
No,
that sounds ridiculous to me.
That's crazy. So
I don't know. But I guess, it makes sense that you try hard at home, because tonight we're making burgers, and if I want to be honest, we probably could eat all of us for $10.
Really? No.
Yeah. Look, you buy a pound of beef. What is that? How many smash patties can you get in there?
You were asking the wrong
person. You can get quite a few little smash patties out of there, because it's probably the size of a golf ball, the meat, and in a pound of beef, you're getting quite a few golf balls, and then a tomato, some lettuce, mayo, mustard. The bun's $3.50 for 8 of them. How much does a burger cost?
Yeah, because these burgers they will range depending on how many patties you have.
Yeah.
So I think the lowest one was what, $9?
Yeah,
something like that. Going all the way up to like $16, $17.
That's pretty much my only gripe with the place like that. You know what I mean? Because the food cost is so low. Even in today's economy, it's still very low. So for something like that, it just, for 4 of us to go down there, we buy fries and a soda each. That's $80.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're going for burgers. But I'll tell you, I'd rather pay that much than go to McDonald's and pay $40, because that stuff is crap.
You can't even compare them.
No.
You can't compare them. Mm-hmm. They're just different creatures.
Yeah.
If you want... McDonald's, McDonald's is one of those places that it's just been around forever. Mm-hmm. And they make the same product all the time, no matter where you go. We were in Naples in 1995 or so.
Oh, yeah. Naples, Italy.
Yeah. And we had same Big Mac that you have right here.
It was good.
Same food.
I'm embarrassed to say that we had McDonald's in Naples, Italy.
I'm not embarrassed at all. We were there for like 10 days or something like that.
I was there longer. That's why I was like, yeah. But after 3 weeks, I'm like, I was craving a little home.
Just something. Just something that wasn't creamy, cheesy, pasta or big, heavy meat thing, or just wanted just a plain old burger.
I know.
Fries and a burger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, and a Coke. That's really all I was looking for.
And you're right. Tastes the same.
Tastes the same.
Yeah.
So, there's a price to pay. You don't pay, the prices are less. Mm-hmm. Not even that much less, really.
Well, that's the crazy part. Like, that's a lot for...
But it tastes the same. You want a Big Mac, you want that flavor. Mm-hmm. Look, you want Tito's Tacos? Culver City?
Love it.
Yeah, but what does it taste like? What else can you go to get it?
I can't go anywhere else to get that
That's
flavor.
the only place that tastes like that.
Yeah.
So you got to do it.
Yep.
But smash burgers, unfortunately, I'm not this ravenous smash burger guy. You know what I mean? They're good, but
you're talking about it's just smash burgers.
Just smash burgers in general.
Yeah. But this place, as far as
it's very delicious.
Yeah, as far as this smash burger goes, if you want one that's delicious and healthy, that's the difference. Healthy.
If you're not going to make it yourself, this is where you have to go.
Yeah. And I wouldn't, but I would go here and have one of their.
Yeah. So.
And I had the mushroom. What was it? Yes, garlic mushroom.
Yeah.
Which, in hindsight, I think for me, I love mushrooms. I just think it was too garlicky for me. So
Okay.
I would have said maybe don't put the garlic spread on it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
the regular one was good. The regular burger
yeah,
was
I like the
delicious.
regular one better. The original.
And the fries, they were delicious.
Oh, they were good.
Crispy, golden brown, delicious on the outside. Potatoey in the middle. They're delicious. Big, and they were big, thick fries. They weren't the little, shoestring. They were like these, half-inch square potatoes.
Yeah, no, they were really good.
Really good.
So,
and uniquely done.
Mm-hmm.
Not done like any place I've ever been, in fact.
Right.
Just the way they were cut.
The way they're cut, and also the flavor. I guess it's the beef tallow. They're fried in the beef tallow.
Has to be.
And
actually, we should do that tonight. I want to make some fries tonight.
Oh, good.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
I have some beef tallow in the
I know.
cupboard.
Yeah. But it's different. It's like you go to all these different fast food restaurants, and some place you'll like the burger better there, but you don't like the fries, or vice versa. And like we went to In-N-Out. We're driving up to LA, and we stopped for some In-N-Out for lunch, which I hadn't had in a long time. It was delicious. I mean, I loved it. But the fries always, it's like, they're not, you have to eat them right away, right when they're fresh, hot. You can't let them cool down.
You say fresh cut?
Hot.
Oh, I was like, wow, where are you catching your fries? Yeah, no, they're I like those fries. I just don't love them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't love them.
They don't stand up to the burger, if that's what you mean.
No.
Like
even though they're fresh, you see them, they're cut in the potato, everything's fresh.
Unless they're tricking you. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. But like these fries, you see them cut in a potato, but they taste really good.
Like if you look in the window, the guy's he's cut. You don't even know he's cutting. Just you see that guy.
You see him using that machine.
You see what I'm saying? And you're all tricked in your mind.
These are good for me. These are good for me. They're real.
Yeah, they're help. Potatoes are. What are they? Is there much anything more than starch inside them?
Nope.
Well, what's the address on this place?
Why?
Yeah, you have it handy?
No, but let me get it.
Yeah.
Of course I don't.
No.
Where are you located? Oh, here we go. Location and hours. Oh, that's right. Because don't they have more than one location?
No, I thought this is the only one. I thought.
Oh, I'm thinking
this is the flagship.
1604 East Valley Parkway, Escondido, 92027.
Yeah.
Which we were a little surprised that where this place was. I was surprised.
Only
location it leaves something to be desired. It's not the best part of Escondido.
Well,
and
what are you talking about? That's our neck of the woods.
First of all, we don't live in Escondido.
No, we live in and shop and do everything right there.
Yeah, well, we pass through there. We have to pass through there. But what I'm saying is, I mean, for the price of the burger, which is not inexpensive, I would say.
Yeah.
And the area, I was a little surprised, but
they don't. The spot is it's mostly kitchen. Okay.
Oh yeah,
the majority of the spot is mostly kitchen, and it's like
95% of it is kitchen, and you're just going in. Don't plan on having. Let me sit down at this nice table. No.
You may get a spot standing,
and you may get a spot along that where you can sit along the bench area.
But it's really get your food and go. Yeah, it's not. It's actually reminiscent of a place I used to call Lonnie's in
yes,
LA.
You've told us about Lonnie's
north of Wilshire Boulevard.
Yeah,
or north of Olympic on Sawtelle. Yeah, just something. Actually, I just said in a previous show. I said we need these places.
And
But the thing about this is the thing that I liked about Lonnie's. Again, times have changed, but back then, you could get an affordable sandwich that was amazing. It didn't have to be $15 for a burger. That's the difference. And again, you could say, well, there's reasons. I don't know.
Well, yeah, there is reasons in this case. Everything is fresh. Everything is healthier.
Could be.
Well, that's what their claim to fame is, right? So I liked it, but like I said, the desirable. So don't plan on going in, sitting down at a booth or anything like that. Get your food and go kind of thing. Wouldn't you say?
For sure.
And
For sure. I wonder how those fries survive on the ride home.
I don't know. I guess we got to try that one day. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do remember that the staff there, everybody was super kind, super friendly.
Friendly. Very busy.
Very busy.
Yeah. And that was probably how many days in? A week?
Not many. Yeah. It was.
So what's it like now?
I don't know.
Maybe 3 times that amount.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was super busy.
Yeah.
And
it was banging.
And I think you had talked to maybe the manager or something, right? And they're like, if it goes well here, they will.
Yeah, 40 other ones.
They will go a little.
That'd be cool.
Closer to the coast.
45. No, let's do 61. 61 locations across the nation. I don't know. So, anyways, if you're in East Valley Parkway and you're in the mood for a fancy dance smash burger, go to Farm to Smash. Get you a couple of them smash burgers with those fancy dance fries. And do they have sweet taters?
I was about to say,
do they have
the only thing that they
taters?
are missing, as far as I'm concerned, is a sweet potato.
Sweet taters.
Because that's even healthier. If you're going to do healthy, you might as well be really healthy.
I don't know what potato is healthy, but okay.
Well,
okay.
You know that.
I don't know.
Well, you should.
I've been told.
You are
I've been told.
Foodie.
Look, but that's the thing. I've never ran the
potatoes
test.
are better for you than regular potatoes. So I would think this would be the perfect place to offer those. So,
but they have something to live up to, though. Do you remember Baby's Badass Burgers? Used to be in the collab in Vista.
Yes.
They had what I call the best sweet potato fry I've ever had in my life.
Which is weird that you say that, but okay.
They were so perfectly done, perfectly cooked.
They were inconsistent.
Golden brown. No, there's no argument there. But I had at least 3 occasions when, out of the maybe 6 I'd gone, 3 of them, the sweet tater fries were just epic. So,
well, I hope that this place offers that, because I would. Oh
yeah.
Hands down, I would go back to this place if they had the sweet potato fries with that burger.
Yeah.
Everything's healthy and fresh. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna make them at home.
The sweet potato fries?
No.
Burgers. Yeah, because you can. Yeah. You're capable.
Are they gonna be like
No, probably
Gucci? I don't know.
No.
They're gonna be good.
That'd be good.
They'll be good. But they're
And you make a really good, my favorite, which is people probably won't like, which is turkey burgers.
I haven't made a turkey burger in so long.
But you're gonna make one today?
Tonight, turkey burgers. This is what I'm making. I'm making a turkey burger with lettuce, tomato. No, sorry, lettuce. No, sorry, tomato. I'm gonna put some pickled jalapenos. It's gonna use that melty American cheese that I get from the Restaurant Depot. I'm gonna I got some buns from the Costco, the big 8-pack. I wish I one day I'd make my own buns. This is so time consuming to make buns. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
make your own buns.
Well,
because it just takes a while. You make the batter and wait for it to leaven.
No, yeah, that's why people.
But you get that melty cheese from the Restaurant Depot, and just some. I could make beef for the boys.
But what you're
turkey burger. Kale salad.
You gotta make the kale
salad. I'm gonna toast that bun.
That is the difference here.
Little mayonnaise. Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Kale salad.
Gonna be good.
True Food Kitchen style kale salad. Inside this turkey burger with a big, piece of tomato.
Delectable.
And that's all I need. Ketchup and mayo, and
you'll have that tonight.
I'm good.
And I honestly haven't had my first time ever having a turkey burger was from Howard's.
Oh my God.
On Venice
Boulevard in Culver City. Or that's not Culver City, is it? That's like
could be.
Mar Vista?
Yeah, it could be something like that. And then the second one I had was at Fat Burger on the same street just down the road.
Fat Burger. Oh.
Yeah. Your mom and dad were going
Yes.
Yeah, they liked it there.
Yeah, but Howard's is still it's still there.
Yeah.
And yes, my dad used to have a turkey burger with avocado. And I think he would sometimes do it on a sourdough toast.
Okay, grilled sourdough grilled on the griddle.
Yeah.
So toasted bun, mayo, ketchup for you, kale piled high with a garlicky lemon kale salad. Sliced thin, big pile. Did I say tomato?
And no, not yet. And
tomato.
Nice.
I'm probably gonna slip in a couple of those slivered jalapenos, the pickled jalapenos.
Not for me.
Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna. I'm probably gonna
have
take
pickles.
I'm gonna make.
To be honest.
I brought some relish, FYI, dill relish rather than sweet relish. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like sweet relish. Okay.
And then I'm gonna take. I'm gonna make some turkey patties, seasoned with probably Lowry's and black pepper. And then I'm gonna.
Are you gonna grill some onions? That's what your son's gonna probably do.
That's why he asked for the mandolin. So I'm gonna let him do that for us. And then I'm going to do that, and then I think I am going to make some fries. I'm going to attempt to make fries. I've got some beef tallow. I don't know how much I have. Maybe not enough to do fries, but we'll see. Maybe a small pot.
That'd be nice.
Boil those off and then fry them. Cool. Yeah, we'll try it out. See how initiated I am, because I'm feeling a little tired.
I was going to say, and you're starting to have you're done for the day, so
I'm
you're
done.
having a
I got up super early
cocktail.
and I nailed about 40 things today already. I was just out banging around.
And once you start imbibing, then it's like that. You don't want to do too much work.
No, because just look for on the Jack Grilla channel on YouTube. Look for I'm doing some auto repair. This morning, I brought back to life my walk behind weed trimmer that I'd been having trouble with. It'd been sitting for a year, and the fuel got all inside the carburetor. So I cleaned it out this morning, got that thing back on the grass, and then this afternoon got the FJ running.
You lie.
Yeah, I put the FJ back on.
Wait,
running.
Is it running?
This is what I did. Just to do a test run, I took what this guy Derek Bieri on shout out to Derek Bieri on Vice Grip Garage. Yeah. He calls a electric fuel pump a clickety clack, because they make like this. And so I did hook up one of those, which is different from the mechanical fuel pump, and it ran like a superstar.
Really?
I mean, yeah. The pump just filled the fuel filters and the carburetor full of fuel, and it wasn't starving in any way. It was just, it was going.
Really?
So that's great news. And so tomorrow I'm going to spend probably the early morning putting my replacement mechanical, the knockoff one, not the factory Toyota one, but because the factory Toyota one's $245. This one cost me $25. So we're gonna attempt to make this work and do a video and put it on YouTube and see how that goes. So check us out on the Jack Grilla, JACKGRI-LA on channel on YouTube. And I'm also going to be putting out some food videos soon enough on Grub Enthusiast. So I'll be busy. But I finally got I think I'm also going to do I'm going to do a video on my setup. Because it's taken me a while to cobble together the equipment to make my videos and things. I finally got it.
Cool.
So it's gonna be fun. You'll see more content on the old channels, and maybe you could hear about it on the Grub Enthusiast and stuff. So, nice. But if you're in the market for this type of burger and you want something that is for Escondido, it's exceptional.
It's exceptional. I mean, that's the right word. It's exceptional for Escondido.
And if you want that, and you want they are doing it well. I mean, I can have my gripes about it, but you can't argue with the food. Food's right. Mm-hmm. The location, yeah. It needs a little, maybe the next one, it'll be the size of a Bob's Big Boy, but right now it's the size of a food trailer on one of those food trailers corners in Seattle or something, really, it's like the size of, not even as big as a motorhome, So, but right now, that's all they need. They just need to get going, get people attracted, and get the name out there. And
which it looked like, it looked like people were going.
So. Oh, they're off to a good start, and I think it really bold though. I think it was a bold move.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like who would choose that?
To put it in that location? Not that it's a bad location, but it's just that end of Escondido rather than
and where it's situated
by 15, where
you cannot
it would be.
See it.
What?
Where it's situated, you cannot see it.
You know what though? I feel like this. If they're, what's really funny, they're Escondido in Escondido.
Exactly.
But if they're going to hide and get known and get busy, then what will it be like when they move into a prominent spot right there by the 15 over there by Canes? Maybe when Canes ultimately dies, because no one's ever in there.
Oh, they're not?
I've never seen anybody in there. But maybe they could take over the
Can you imagine?
Now defunct Canes.
Can you imagine?
Or the soon to be defunct what?
That would be crazy.
That'd be cool.
It would be crazy.
That'd be crazy
because
cool.
that's the same parking lot as In-N-Out. Can you imagine?
Well, they couldn't do it then.
No,
probably.
it would be ridiculous.
They'll find another spot.
Yeah.
But they should go by the 15 where everybody is. They should go over there. Look, if they're banging here, they'll bang over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what's the address again? I'm sorry, just so we can remember.
Dang it. Why did you?
I'm always catching you off guard here.
Yeah, because I moved away from it.
Something East Valley Parkway.
Mm-hmm, it's that.
It's that.
It's
exactly.
something. 1604 East Valley Parkway.
Yeah. Just coincidentally, they're just a door or two over from the world famous Agrusa's subs.
Which I don't know if I've ever eaten there.
You haven't? No, I think I brought one home once. Yeah. I'm not even going to talk about Agrusa's. I don't want to hear, oh, who do you think? No, don't ask me.
Okay. Well,
don't ask me.
Clearly, clearly it's not that high since we don't eat there. So.
Well, I went there and they had new owners at the time, if I recall the conversation, and they were saying something we just took over from the previous owner, maybe that, but
all right, well,
something to try also.
Okay.
But go see Farm to Smash, have a burger, get some of those delicious fries. And
and I heard they had really good shakes. We didn't have one, but they were making these shakes and they looked really good. I know.
I save my calories for other things I like.
I know. Other drinks.
Yeah. What does Derek Bieri always say?
No.
He says, I'm going to throw some groceries down the yap and wet my back neck.
Okay. Never heard this, but okay.
Yeah. Groceries down the yap.
Okay.
Which is
down your throat. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get something cold to wet my back neck.
My back neck.
I don't know.
I don't get it, but all right.
I kind of understand. Your throat on the way down, you're wetting it because you're hydrating. But I think he means a couple of brewskis or something. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, go check them out. Thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, and even if you don't like it, just go. Feel compelled to go to the socials, YouTube, wherever. Follow the channels and click all the clickety buttons and beep boop boop like he says.
Give you a 5-star review. Isn't that what they all say?
Yeah. Well, come on. Yeah. Give us some love. We need it. All right. Thanks for listening. Be nice to each other. We'll talk to you soon.